Well, General Motors is hoping to become a green machine. The company expecting to turn a profit on its EV business by 2025. This according to its investor day yesterday. Spearheading that march to profitability, a new fleet of vehicles, including the Cadillac Celestiq. Here with the first look and insight into what makes their vehicles stand out, we got Pras Subramanian, who's bringing us this conversation with the GM president. Pras.
Hey, Kiko. Yeah, so GM updating its financials at Investor Day yesterday. Now seeing more profit for the year, upping their adjusted free cash flow guidance to $10 to $11 billion a year, and upping the lower end of its adjusted EBIT forecast as well. The company is also seeing its EV business turning a profit, as you mentioned, in 2025, years ahead of schedule. So while the company said a big part of that is due to the IRA incentives, when I spoke to GM President Mark Royce at Investor Day, he said there was a lot operationally that they were doing too. Here's what he had to say.
We've retooled our ICE portfolio to fund the transition to an all-electric future, in the out years. So, our truck portfolio, we're number one in trucks, have been, that is a big deal for us, including things like the Escalade for Cadillac and the Escalade V and all those great things, but also, CT4s, CT5s for Cadillac, and then our mid-sized trucks are coming online in Wentzville right now, so that's a big launch for us as well. And then if you look at some of the heart of the market and the biggest segments in the world, like Equinox, Terrain, that SUV market is huge. And so we're retooling those. So you see a whole picture here on Investor Day of that transformation of a company, both ICE and EV. So that's a big story for us today, but also our go-to-market. Our go-to-market strategy is very, very comprehensive, and we call it Buy Your Way. And that uses a digital retail platform to deliver a buying experience for our customers that can be all online. It can be at the dealership, the inventory levels. We're going to be able to deliver a car that someone wants and orders in 4 days from a distribution center that we own the inventory on, and also between that and the dealer inventory and the AI and the cloud data from who wants what in one market. We'll be able to supply and fulfill that order faster than anybody in the industry.
So those changes to the way customers buy EVs will also save GM almost $2,000 a vehicle. On the flip side of this, the car behind Mark is that $300,000 Cadillac Celestiq EV. This is a handmade car using bespoke parts with Cadillac designers working hand in hand with clients to make these one-off cars. But how do you do that profitably and at a small scale that they're doing? GM's solution is 3D printed parts or additive manufacturing. Here's what Mark had to say about the process with that Celestiq.
We installed a complete additive manufacturing facility with lots of machines, whether it's metallic or non-metallic, at our tech center in Warren. So we're utilizing those to create an incredible experience for the customer. So, if a customer wants to be paired with one of our really talented designers, they can do things like laminated flowers from their garden into door panels. They can do guitar strings through the center console. Whatever is really important to you or in your life, you can reflect it in the car. And a lot of that is enabled by the true bespoke nature of additive manufacturing.
So Kiko, the guitar strings that are going through the console, that's for Lenny Kravitz's car coming up later this year.
Wow, pretty impressive there. Pras, you mentioned this timeline for profitability by 2025. How much of that was accelerated as a result of the incentives and the Inflation Reduction Act?
So prior to the IRA kind of passage, the GM thought that 2030 would be the year that they would kind of reach parity with EV cars in terms of, gas-powered cars in terms of profitability. But because of the IRA, which they mentioned, that actually boosted that up to 5 years. They see the IRA effect being huge, both for them in terms of the consumer angle, but also for them in terms of the production angle with regards to incentives like batteries and incentives for actually lots of incentives for making commercial vehicles, commercial EV trucks. In fact, Mary Barra at the Investor Day said, it's clear these credits are going to help usher in a new era of technology innovation and job creation that's going to achieve what was intended. So yeah, clearly the IRA has a huge effect on their business, and we're seeing the effects of that right now, and investors are sort of enjoying those effects too right now.
Yeah, the stock getting a bump out of Investor Day as well. Pras, thanks so much for that.